In the 2nd century AD, Emperor Marcus Aurelius was preoccupied by the state of his world. He commanded the troops that fought along the Danube against Germanic tribes, while a devastating plague swept across Western Europe. To add to these hardships, the emperor was confronted with thoughts of aging and death, and he sought consolation in philosophy. Throughout his life, especially during strange and solitary moments of his military campaigns, he recorded his personal struggles, philosophical beliefs, and insights on becoming a better ruler and human being. From this intimate expression of self-reflection emerged 12 books that contemplated life and the human condition. Collectively, this work became known as Meditations. Born in AD 121 in Rome to an aristocratic family, Marcus Aurelius received an excellent education in rhetoric and philosophy. He learned Greek and could quote effortlessly from Homer and Euripides. Perhaps that is why he wrote his Meditations in Greek rather than Latin, the official language of the Roman Empire. In his youth, he developed a deep interest in philosophy, particularly in Stoicism, a school of thought that had arisen in antiquity. One of its core principles emphasized the cultivation of inner strength and the acceptance of what lies beyond one's control. Founded around 300 BC in Athens by Zeno of Citium, Stoicism became one of the leading philosophies of the ancient world. Marcus Aurelius was born into a distinguished Roman family, but not into the royal line. Looking at these beginnings, it seemed unlikely that he would one day become emperor of the Roman Empire, or even one of its most famous rulers. When Emperor Hadrian lay on his deathbed, he was forced to choose a successor. Since he had no children of his own, he unexpectedly adopted Lucius Saonius, who, however, died before Hadrian himself. Hadrian's second choice was Senator Antoninus Pius. Pius, too, was childless, and so he adopted both Lucius Verus and Marcus Aurelius. Marcus's name was changed to Marcus Aurelius Antoninus. When Hadrian died, Antoninus took command. The education of Marcus and Lucius gained urgency, as they were now the heirs apparent. Marcus studied under the famous Athenian orator Herodes Atticus and under Marcus Fronto. When Antoninus died in 161, Marcus and Lucius assumed the joint role of emperors. Lucius died in 169, leaving Marcus as sole emperor from 169 until 180. Marcus's reign was not an easy time for the Roman Empire. In Pius's later years, the empire had already been beset with attacks on many fronts. The Parthian War lasted from 161 to 166. Although the Romans emerged victorious, they returned with a plague that would ultimately claim the lives of 5 million people. The Gauls attacked both in Gaul itself and across the Danube on Rome's northern frontier. As if this were not enough, Christianity was on the rise and gaining increasing political influence. As the last of the 5 good emperors, Marcus Aurelius serves as a reminder that the proverb, "absolute power corrupts absolutely," is not always true. At his death, he was one of the most powerful men in the world. He could have anything he desired, and very few, perhaps no one at all, would dare to challenge him.
Yet he proved himself worthy of the power he held. Under Marcus Aurelius, the empire was governed with virtue and wisdom. In 161, when he ascended the throne at the age of 40, the Roman Empire was in its golden age, though it was beset by foreign invasions. Of his 19 years of rule, Marcus Aurelius spent 17 years in the saddle, fighting along the Euphrates against the Parthians and along the Danube against the Germanic tribes. In 180, while campaigning on the Danube, he fell ill. Nothing could be done by the imperial physician Galen, and the philosopher-emperor passed away, taking with him the enlightened era of the Roman Empire. Marcus Aurelius died on March 17, 180, after returning from a military campaign against the Germanic tribes along the Danube. He died at the age of 58, either in Vindobona, modern Vienna, Austria, or Sirmium, modern Sremska Mitrovica, Serbia. The traditional and most widely accepted explanation of his death is natural causes, most likely succumbing to the Antonine plague that ravaged the empire in the final years of his reign. As he had planned, his only surviving son, Commodus, succeeded him on the throne.